Is your brand messaging as effective as it could be and resonating with your audience? Hi, and welcome to Weekly Brand Tips, brought to you by Elements Brand Management. Weekly videos designed to help you to unlock your brand's potential so you can stand out from the competition and create impact. So is your brand messaging as effective as it could be? What you see a lot of brands doing when it comes to their brand messaging is focusing on themselves as opposed to their audience. So you'll see things like how long they've been in business and who started the company. All the time focusing on themselves as the hero and not their audience. Now, while some of this messaging as sort of supplemental messaging is useful in certain scenarios, the majority of what you want to be talking about when people visit your website or see your marketing campaigns is talking about how you help your audience solve their problem and make their life better. We're all really time poor at the moment, so we don't have a lot of time to do a lot of things. And a lot of the time, when we're looking for solutions or products and services, we're looking for something to solve a particular problem that we have. If we land on your website and all the messaging is about you, the audience are going to switch off pretty quickly. And they're going to be hitting the back button within a heartbeat and straight onto your competitor's site. When we land on a site looking for a solution to a problem, what we want to see is language that is talking directly to us, as though it's been designed for us. We've found the place we're looking for, and the messaging is speaking to us directly. Google's made us expert searchers trying to find what we're looking for. And we want brands that help solve a problem for us, or overcome an obstacle, or make our life better in some way. And the ones that do that and can explain that quickly and concisely are the ones that get our business and also stay top of mind. So if you can position your brand as a solution to a problem in the audience's mind, you have a really powerful tool for them to remember and to refer you on. If I was to say, I've got a problem, I need to find the nearest sports centre to where I live, you would probably say to me, well, why don't you Google it? And what Google has done is position themselves as a solution to the problem of searching. In fact, they've done it so well that people use the term Google it now as opposed to searching or search engine. This is an example of thinking of the audience first and positioning your brand as a solution to a problem. So what are some things that you can do to tighten up your brand messaging and to resonate with your audience? Well, firstly, stop talking about yourself. Focus on your audience. Talk about their problems, what they're dealing with, and how your brand helps them to overcome that. A really good way to do this and to take stock of where you currently are with this is to go onto your website and print off just the text. Get a highlighter, go through and highlight in one colour every time you start a sentence with we or we're or our, and then in another colour highlight every time you start a sentence with you or your, or anything that is talking directly to your audience. And you'll be surprised at the inconsistency between the two. Generally what you'll find is the we, the we're and the our vastly outweighs the you and the your, and it should be the other way around. So not completely, but say a 5-to-1 ratio is normally good between the you and the your and talking to your audience, and the we and the we're and our and talking about your brand. So if you can do that and highlight those two types of messaging, you'll get a really good feel for where your brand currently is, and also a really quick fix that you can do cost effectively that can have a massive difference to the people landing on your website. Tip number 2, PPR, the cornerstone of your brand's messaging. So what does PPR stand for? It stands for problem, product, resolution. So your audience is generally struggling with one or multiple problems that are kind of around the area of your brand or service that you can provide a solution for. Some people don't like the word problem, so think of it more as an obstacle or a source of friction for your audience that your product or service helps them to overcome. Now, there are different levels of problems that your audience is facing. There's external problems, there's internal problems, and then there's philosophical problems. Now, most companies try and solve external problems, or they try and sell with the external problem in mind, whereas most customers are buying to solve an internal problem. And the philosophical problem is something that is the overarching what's not right potentially about a situation. So if we were to give an example, so imagine a sports nutrition brand that makes protein, on-the-go protein and snacks for the real hardcore kind of gym enthusiast that isn't a pro athlete and has like a family and commitments with work. So they're quite short on time, but they still want to work out as much as possible and they want to stay healthy and get the nutrition that they need. So the external problem would be, I need a protein supplement that's quick to take. The internal problem would be, I'm frustrated that I struggle to maintain my protein intake daily due to a busy schedule. And the philosophical problem is, it shouldn't be this hard to manage my protein with a family and a busy schedule. So if you can use your messaging to address all three of these problems with a focus on the internal problem, that's the real source of frustration and friction for the audience. Your messaging will hit home, it will resonate, and it will go a long way to making your audience feel like they found the brand that is meant for them and that it's literally dedicated to solving this problem for them. Tip number 3, focus on how you make your audience's life better. So once you've solved their problem, where are you taking them? What does your brand do for them? And where are they going to end up? So for example, running shoes. People aren't buying running shoes because they need running shoes. That's an external problem. Where they're heading and what those running shoes will do for them is help them to become fitter and healthier and a better version of themselves potentially. That's how they see it. So your shoes are merely a vehicle to take them to somewhere they're trying to get to. And if you can address that in your messaging and paint a picture of this future and what your brand's going to do for them, you create a real strong connection and you give them an idea of where they're headed. If you're needing more help with this, there's a link in the description that's either below or above depending on where you're watching the video. That'll take you to a page where you can download a free worksheet that will help you with your brand messaging. I would also recommend getting the book Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. It's a great book and it's really useful for building out brand messaging. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, you can subscribe in the link below. Videos come out weekly and they're designed to help you to unlock your brand's potential so you can stand out from the competition and create impact. Have a great week, catch up soon, and keep those brands unified.